what they want from me. They take my hands, washing them in dirty water, try to find what's right in a distant place, so far away. The silence fills my heart with empty space, but now I'm sure of where I'll go from here. And tensions rise, they push me to divert my vision, but I will break the ceiling and the walls that kept me in for all this time, and all the reasons that I cannot find.
They'll wait for me to fall under that pressure. They'll wait for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces I trust. Have to stay above the rushing water.
Do my best to keep myself composed. It takes a lot not to overload. They can't tell me what is right for me. I just need peace of mind and my ability, but no one said that it would be this hard. You can't force it, but you'll play your part. So I will run until I reach the end, and who knows where I'll be, but all I know is that we'll start again.
They'll wait for me to fall under that pressure. They'll wait for me to give it up. Well, I will not work against the forces I trust. Have to stay above the rushing
I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore. I've got my sights on a brand new beginning. A steady rhythm will hold me to the shore.
tonight. Throwing caution to the wind. I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me, we're
Let's get this show on the road.
Quite have I don't know, I just set to default, sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. So you didn't hear me, sorry, apology. I don't know why OBS just reset my settings and I couldn't use my I just didn't pick up the mic that I'm using, so sorry about that. For some reason it was just not there. I'm just gonna double check. Computer audio doesn't seem to be working too. Oh no, it should be working. It should be working. You should be hearing me clean sound. So I'm sorry. So kind of the summary of the last battle of ICT. They said something on B, and GB just dealt with really nicely. So as I always say, B is a cap that will give you some important cap pressure, but getting out of B difficult. So end of summary. Let's go back. GB this time going for B and C, and ICT. This time they play a lot more defensively. Oh, Tokyo gets hit by a lot of tanks. The crossfire is it's amazing. The victory will get C again. GB getting the cap lead, not ICT. ICT played this one very carefully this time. They don't want to lose a tank so quickly at the beginning of the battle. And at the same time, GB does not have the hit point pool lead because they took 2. No, they just have a lot. Oh my god! APAC! Rome? What have you? What is that? What is that? I don't know. I don't know. If I continue, let me just update the scoreline. What about that? ICT surely didn't have the luck tonight, but they're going to respawn immediately. And I think they're now finding a great breakthrough because Professor and also the Sheridan are hugely isolated. So, well, Professor Rome is going to run away, but Professor's not going to last for long. And ICT still has the hit point pool advantage there. And that ARWV is going to ruffle off a couple of feathers, but not going to... well, it's going to be hugely crucial, but they still haven't a chance. Lucky Albion is killed, and GB are now looking for Type instead. And Berlin is going to put a big one onto Type. 6 versus 5 now. GB now has the hit point pool advantage, and Monaco gets the kill onto Type 251. Victory will attempt to capture B. Arena takes a hit, but the focus is now onto Monkey at the moment, with Berlin at the forefront and dealing with double strip case. ICT will have to trade better now. The GB is not letting this up with the Shriftcade down. It's 6 versus 3, and Laomi is going to be chased by Rome. That APAC is very important in the end. Although they lost Professor down there, which they shouldn't have put a tank down there like that, but I digress, because it's not going to be important at the end of the day. They're going to win this one, as Lao G is the next tank down. That leaves Colby Squella, the last person standing, meaning the scoreline is going to be 2-0, and ICT will go to the lower bracket first round. And which team are they going to meet? We'll find out very soon. Colby Squella dead, 2-0. The scoreline it is. Well done. So, hi everyone. Great. You just missed my commentary in the first battle, and how terrible. I blame OBS for squandering this, for sabotaging my stream. Good. This is not good at all. So what I have to do, I just have to reintroduce every clan. Every clan in this season, and there are a lot to be optimistic about, to be fair. So with that gone, we will say about the results. Those games have ended quite quickly, so... So 2-0, amazing win there, but we're going to be saying, I'm just going to change stuff, because, oh. because now should change something. I'm just going to see if it's going to show up correctly now. No, it's not. Still not. Oh, I think I know now. All right, should be working this time. Yes, it's now working. Thank God. Do we have a room quite immediately? I think we're going to be waiting a little bit because IMX are probably still playing against DRX. So yeah, once again, GB 2-0 against ICT, and we're going to go to what I was repeating a lot during my presentation, that EVG will definitely not going to be that low in the 12th place. They will enter to top 8 at one point on the power rating. The reason why they're that low is because they got affected a lot by the Libra rating that is from the last season. But that decreased decreased their points by a lot, with a lot of upsets that happened there. Okay, so everyone, and including me, are thinking EVG will definitely get top 8. Like the level of competence they possess with that team, I would be surprised if they don't get top 8. Well, other than that, let's see if we have results coming through. Okay, so IMX and DRX are still playing. RN and OD have won 2-0, and they are through to the next round. So we're going to wait for a little bit longer. They probably might be playing in a tiebreaker or just that our games finish so quickly. Risk 2-0 against Scam, and Lima are still playing against DT. At the same time, we have Nomad 2-0 against Vortex. E2s are still playing against UQ. Jomon 2-0 against MIB, and we now have Laos 2-0 against King, meaning we have a couple of scorelines ready. Okay, so let's see if I have a room invite. No, not yet. I'll be waiting diligently. So if anyone are from Alpha, do send me your clan logo. I'll be happy about that. And RE, I know they are probably going to make an official clan logo, so I'm not going to slap them a random clan logo there. But yeah, we're going to wait which team ICT are going to be playing. IMX, are they able to pull off another upset and knock down DRX? If that's the case, it's certainly going to be one of the biggest upsets I've ever seen, because DRX is definitely looking for that top 8, and that will show us IMX are not going to be a team to be underestimated. Alright, so just going to quickly introduce the clans, because you should be seeing the other leaderboard, not this leaderboard. So currently the clans with the same number of cups are Laos, Nomad, ICT, IDO, DRN, E2, CVG, GB, Risk, and DT. And the rooms are not up yet, so definitely going to play a tiebreaker for that bracket. So Laos are back after 2 years. They last played in 2021 autumn season, where they finished second place. The Chargers tournament lost to NQRY. Nomad, as you all know from last season, GV, Risk, and also ID are playing this season. RN are back after a hiatus last season. They were playing under the Wise clan tag, but they are playing under the real RN clan tag. This is from and they finished second in the autumn season. So can they go all the way to win? They participated in the community tournament, Cloud Wars Asia Blitz Cup, second season, where they finished third place. So it's a good start for them, but they still have a lot to work on. Nemad, the wild card here, you don't want to underestimate. Finished second in that community tournament, currently top 8 in the power racing. Lots of expectations imposed on them. So can they get the top 8 to this season? A huge challenge, but I think it's possible. Out of the other clans, the other 7 usual suspects, I think they stand a really good chance. But we will see about that. Oh, DRX won, but I didn't get a room invite. Ooh, so might be something wrong with might I have to might have to pay totally about that. So something weird is going on. Just double checking whether, yeah, I should be receiving a room invite by now, but I haven't. So this is really weird. So I might be following the upper bracket first round and final instead. Oh, so 5 players against Blitz. Oh dear, that's not nice. Okay, so probably won't include them in the power rating, but oh, that was a so yeah, I think I will be following GB versus DRX instead of IMX versus ICT. So, but then it's still going to be a really great match. Alright, so we have more results coming through. Oh, Nemad and DT are still playing, but E2's 2-1 against DT. So it's fabulous, and yeah. So just waiting on Nemad versus DT. Okay. So so just introducing the clans again. I will have to delete some of the bios here because some of them should not be showing. All right, so let's all right, so let's get the right thing here. Okay, so once again, let me just go around and introduce the clan. So ICT, you all know, well, I mean, they played the community tournaments. I have to double check where they finished last season. Where is it? Match result. So what do we have here? Oh, so ICT finished in the 7th to the 8th place. So yeah, we'll be definitely following GB versus ICT next. So don't worry. So we will be following the upper bracket final. Okay. So the next stream will be the lower bracket first round. The order so will be like previously. Upper bracket first round, and then lower bracket first round, and then lower bracket final, and so on and so forth. No, so don't panic. I still have the rooms to be invited to. Okay, so ICT played under the plans of EVG in the spring season, and they finished in the 5th place. They actually beat Risk 4-3 in the professional tournament, but just barely lost out in the top 8 stage. OD were previously NQRY. They dropped out in the middle of the community tournament, which is a shame. But they're back, and they're fighting for that top 8, of course. RN, you know, they're playing. They haven't been here for quite some time. Last played under the Wise Clan tag in the winter season, and officially as RN in the autumn season when they finished second. Expect them to be in the top 8 and fighting for that top 4 this season. E2 is previously known as SDIJ and last, and they didn't participate in the community tournament, so how much they have improved this season, I don't know. But they're also looking for that top 8. But this season is going to be one of the most difficult seasons for them, with the likes of RN and EVG returning. EVG, they were previously P1 or E7, and a lot of them played in Lima last season, where they bowed out in the lower bracket first round of the Challengers tournament. So this is going to be a totally different one. They are going to take this a lot more seriously due to money up for grabs. They really need to get that prize. They really want to get that prize for GB Risk, you all know, last season, the top 2 of the spring season. DT, a lot of them played in the RSOC team, but they're now back in DT, and will be challenging for the top 16, of course, but top 8 will be a little bit of a stretch, but we may not know how well they're going to play. Vortex, previously known as Source now, or GLXT, knocked out TSIA, which is an upset. I didn't expect that, because TSIA were 4th in the Challengers tournament last season, and Vortex and also TSI played in the community tournament, and they did not qualify to the top 8. UQ, you all know, they were in the last season and finished in the 3rd in their group Challengers tournament, didn't qualify the top 4, didn't participate in the community tournament. Scam participate in the community tournament, got a couple of upsets actually, so my eyes on them. They could potentially be able to spoil parties, but as I am aware, they don't have enough players today so far. I hope they will get enough for lower bracket first round. ARWV, they will send me a clan logo soon, so I am excited about that. They are the Academy clan of EVG. So for those of you who don't know, they also participated in the community tournament. They didn't qualify the top 8, but there are some promising signs, so don't rule them out. I think they could again put up a couple of upsets here and there, and rematch the ones that I think we all need to keep an eye out of for. And the other thing is that their seeding is not very good, so this is going to be a huge challenge for them to get to top 8. But if they can pull that off, that is going to be a huge achievement, and I think they are going to be a great top 8 team. They're certainly going to play their hearts out there, but whether they can overcome the seeding difficulties is something that we'll be seeing in this previous tournament. But they finished in the 2nd place in Clan Wars Asia Blitz Cup 2nd season, so don't underestimate it by any means. And but they are also a relatively new team, the Academy clan of Nomad, so fingers crossed. DRX, previously known as SBZ, and they're using the same clan logo, and they gave me a deja vu because I thought that is like the SBZ clan tag is imprinted on that clan logo, but it's actually DRX instead. So this is the real thing. the real thing. I think they could potentially get the to the top 8. It's going to be a challenge, and I don't rule them out. I think they could very well enter top 8. MIB, as I heard, is the second team of GB or Academy Clan of GB. So how well they're going to be performing, I don't know. But Kang, they're playing tonight, and will they be? Well, will they get into top 16? They should be able to, I think. And Joe Wong, you all know, as I said, XPT and Joe Wong kind of broke up, and I think the better players of XPT from Spring went to Joe Wong instead, and Joe Wong will be challenging for that top 8 as they came fourth and very close against Risk in the community tournament, so expectations will be high on them. What other clans do you need to take a note of? I'm going to be generating a table. So again, so there are also clans of IMX and Alpha that are not here at the moment because the leaderboard cannot accommodate enough clans. Jowon and IMX, IMX and Alpha. Alpha, I don't know where they came out of, but some were from SBZ last season. I think Mama were playing in this team. So a bit of a wild card. I don't know how well they're going to perform, but we will see. IMX, a relatively new team that are in the group tonight, so but they will be playing against ICT, one of the top 8 contenders, but they came really close against DRX, so maybe they can pull off an upset here. We will see. Other clans that did not qualify to tonight's stage 2 are Rise. Rise, one of them. Rise played okay in the community tournament, put off a couple of good results, so but they didn't qualify to top 8. So my eyes on them. Whether they can get top 16 is something that we'll see. And then you have RSOB. I don't know how well they are, but they have a clan logo, so I think they are going to be at least a team that is not going to that is at least going to have some kind of tournament experience to go. Finished second in the lower echelon championship. Got a couple of players from Arsok too, and some of them were from SZ, so a bit of a wild card here. But they did not qualify. They lost to IMX in yesterday in the lower bracket final. TSIA shockingly did not qualify, but it's not the end of the road for them because today do not account for a high percentage of cups of what is about to come. So TSIA can very well go back to the top 16, but their top 8 hopes are going to be hanging by a thread. But that's not to say clans that did not qualify to day two, they could very well be here tonight. They could very well be in the top 8. So again, not the end of the world for TSIA if they don't qualify. Oh, and I think the room is up. They don't qualify to tomorrow. They don't qualify today. To today's matches, but the next couple of ones they really need to start qualifying. Otherwise, not good news for them. And then we have UX winners of the lower echelon championship didn't qualify. It had a tough group. So they had a tough group because they have, let me find out, Jobon and DT in the same group. So it's and it's going to be hard for UX to beat both of them as they are quite experienced clans. So hope they have a slightly better seeding in the next one. Couple of pro skill tournaments. KWG qualified, I think finished 4th in the lower echelon championship. One clan to look for. GKD and XPT also clans to look out for. So kind of what I have to say about the clan we'll see on the APAC server. Very exciting. I have like 30 clans that are currently in the power rating. So yeah, lots excited. It's one of the most stat seasons since the 2021 summer and autumn season. So Very unlike the spring season this year. So expect a lot of blood, sweat, and tears running around the place. You know, just it's going to be brutal. The top 8 fight's going to be brutal, and I think we might be seeing some top 8 favorites not making to the top 8 in the end. We'll find out. Alright. So Nemat beats DT 2-1, so it's great to see Nemat pulling off an important victory. At least they will finish in the 3rd place tonight, so I'm going to change something up here. Alright. Okay, so let's go into the room now. Great to see Talia back. I think he didn't participate in the last 2 seasons, I believe. There he's back, it's great. DRX and GV will have double strip Ks, double 60Ps, an IS7, the T100 LT, the Super Conqueror, DRX, triple strip Ks, a T110D5, double MLEs, a T100 LTs. This, I mean, triple strip Ks, I mean, what the tanks that DRX are taking a quite reminiscent of the meta on the EU server, but a lot of mobility and a lot of DPM, and quite dependent on the parent strains of these tanks. So there are going to be apparent weaknesses to the tanks that DRX are taking. Like for example, the Strift Ks will be the armor, and the MLE would be the huge profile and relatively low DPM, unless the Thunder Shell Thunder Shells are unleashed. As for GV, they're going for a little bit more of jack of all trades, I would say. The 6TP, great for defending, with the high alpha, the IS7, good speed, armor is alright, DPM a little bit on the low side, but I would say they complement with one another well. So DRX going for more EU meta. We'll see how it's going to work for them. So let's say sporting tanks of DRX going into the side, but already we are seeing Monaco taking a hit, and he's unable to go past the rails at the moment. And the hit point pool advantage is with DRX. Rome at the moment here. Still going to get some spots. Goes into A. Gets out of A. You know, you don't want to lose so many hit points getting A. They know what happened to ICT. They don't want to repeat on them. But DRX, their lineup will push over to the A side with now 4 tanks stacked near A. GV will need a response, and 6 TPs are so far backwards, I don't know. This is going to be a push that is probably going to work in favor of DRX, and DRX will need the focus fire. They're focusing on to Victory at the moment. Victory is now very, very low. And Tokyo is coming from behind. They're going to get Scrooge out of the Ray. And they do. This is the first time down. Victory is down next, and GV are going for negative next. The hit points are neck and neck. It's all about focus fire, shot efficiency. GV has now responded. Negative is out of the way. There is also Raftalia brawling with the AMX MLE here, but Mr. is also a one-shot. Ogiso is down. Rome is out of the way. And GV are now looking at BLD next. It's a 5 versus 4 situation. Hit points are in favor of GV. The guns were in favor of GV, but but no more, because BLD and Professor are both dead, and it's now 3 versus 3. Hit points are still very, very close. Tokyo will be the focus for DRX, and there is still MLE Raftalia pretty much out of the fight, so GV really needs to make use of the guns they have at near A. But no problem has dropped the reactive armor at the crucial moment, so this is going to be hugely important now. Raftalia is in, but he bounces. Tokyo is out of the fight. But I think GV could lose this one. No problem, now dead. It was still in favor of GV, but T100 LT with the mobility is going to be hugely crucial. And Monaco has to push onto Reptile, but he couldn't. He couldn't kill Reptile, and it's now a 1 versus 2. Cologne is forced to brawl against 2 tanks. And oh, it's a ram damage from the T100 LT onto Cologne. But I don't think it's going to be enough for GB to win the first battle, as GB, they are not going to win that 1v1 fight against T100 LT. Zhe is going to get that kill to Cologne. Well done to DRX. Great start for DRX. The push was alright. There are a couple of bounces and misses, and GB, there were like 260 TPs pretty much out of the battle. I would say GB has done what they could. It was winnable for them, but I think the lineup is not working out for them. Not really working out for them at this moment. DRX simply are taking better tanks, and it's not to say GB has not done well enough. They've done everything they could. Focus fire was pretty much on point. DRX could keep up with the pressure. The focus fire was not bad as well, like enough to win the battle. The DPM is just a bit out of this world for DRX. 4 tanks to the monitor, especially when the T100 LT is still alive. That is the last puzzle to their victory. And what more can I say? DRX making sure. I mean, that push, decisive push, is it well timed? You can argue that you can push it a little bit later, but it's the timing. It's the right timing, because the 60 TPs are pretty much out of the fight, and those tanks are slow. So they really made use of that information to get the tanks of GB up, but GB made it really close. So it's not bad stuff from GB or DRX. Great stuff. 1-0 for DRX. Well done. So let's say we have results for the lower bracket first round. And Alpha won 3-0 against ARWV. Surprise, this is an upset. I've never expected. ICT 3-1 against IMX, so commiserations to IMX. 2 victories in what's supposed to be top 8 contenders. There can only be huge positives from this. DT 3-0 against Scam. So not sure what happened to Scam there. And Vortex 3-0 against UQ. So well done to Vortex tonight. I mean, don't underestimate them now. I think they are much better than the Sorcerer and the GRXT teams that were playing the last 2 seasons. They really train hard. We can see that. I don't know why. Don't know why. I was ready, but I was not put into the battle. Don't know why, it's a glitch. Very weird glitch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit the game and go back to the game and see if I will be viewing the fight. Very peculiar. Well, I'm back. I don't know what happened. The game didn't send me into the battle video. I just have to quit the game and go back to the battle, and that's just what I did, and it worked. But already a game has started, and GB is trying to capture A, but there seems to be a fight going on near B and C, but it seems Reptile is going to go down. Great start for GB. This is a start that they really, but DRX immediately responded as they are going to crowd their tanks onto Tokyo. They don't have enough tanks over the left side, and I believe this is going to be hugely crucial. If they can get Tokyo out of the way, that's going to be helpful. I think Tokyo bounced the shot, but now GB, I think they are terribly outnumbered. They're trying to get as many tanks as they could. The hit points are still in favor of GB, but they're going to lose a lot of tanks. Next tank they're going for, GB are going for no problem, or is it not? They're going for the T100 LT, but Burn is out of the fight. And GB, they still have the hit point advantage, but they do not have the guns. It's a 4 versus 6 here, and it's going to be really hard. BRD might be the next tank down, and Professor needs to get a shell in. Oh, it's a bounce, however. It's a 4 versus 6, and DRX, I think they might pull this off. But GV could still win this one. BRD gets a kill. 3 versus 5. And GV's numerical disadvantage is going to haunt them. Rome gets a kill onto Sure, and he's going to run away because Scrooge is going to get a good shot onto Rome, but maybe he's managed to run away. Oh, Gisela is dead. 3 versus 3 now. Hip was still in favor of GV. GV might get away with this. Oh, DRX. You need to start killing tanks off here. Negative is down. GV's making a comeback. Oh my god. Rena's still alive. Rome didn't get a shot from Scrooge. It's good, but Northus. The battle's still not over. DRX has the DPM potentially, but Rome coming from the other side. The GV communicating really well. I am impressed to see this. And Rena is going to be on the secondary line because he's a one shot. If he dares to poke out, he might get killed. He's going to follow Rena at the moment. Bialdi looking at that tank really. This is like the prey. It's the prey of BLD. GV, hang on, they still have the cap. Good shot from Rome. Let's follow Rome. 1v1 against Scrooge. Dropping the adrenaline here. Scrooge, good shot onto Rome, but Rome cannot fluff this one. Gets a kill onto Scrooge. Arbiter. And now it's a 3v1. Monaco. Big shot to BLD. What a fantastic comeback from GB, bringing the scoreline to 1-1 DRX. Made the right call to push onto the desert side. Really, I don't know. DRX just... They got the numerical advantage. Didn't really capitalize on that, but... Not a huge one on DRX. You have to give credit to GB this time, because how on earth did they make a comeback like that? They were struggling a little bit focus fire as they were under numerical disadvantage, but their teamwork, oh my god, one of the best I've ever seen this year. They didn't lose their cool, they keep their composure, called out the targets one by one. Really great communication throughout. To keep DRX under pressure, and they trade very effectively in the late game stages. So all in all, they just have a really great battles there, and I am very impressed. This is amazing to watch. It's now 1-1 for both teams, and what more can I say? But this is the brutality of Group 2. Both teams is top 8 material. DRX, GB. I don't know what to expect. DRX versus ICT is going to be one hell of a fight. I feel very sorry whoever comes third tonight, because none of them deserve to finish in the 3rd place. So I'm going to stay in this room. I'm not going to go and deal with Python stuff. So hopefully I will be put into the battle. I mean, and not have the glitch again. So we're now to now a different map, and I have chosen a different wrong tank. No, it's the right tank. I'm in a game. Will I be sent out? Game, no crash. I don't know. So, but it's a weird day of streaming today. A couple of bugs that I have to overcome, but we are going to be following them right at the beginning in the 3rd battle. Both teams 1-1, GB versus DRX. Brilliant stuff from both teams. Feel very sorry whoever's will come 3rd eventually tonight, where it will be DRX or GB or ICT. Big shot, no problem from Monaco. Berlin getting really aggressive down there, looking to prevent DRX from getting B. But good shot onto Sher, and Monaco takes one shot here, and Rome spotted, runs away, but Monaco could go down. Oh, got permanent strike, unfortunately. Oh no. Can Monaco get out of this area? I don't know. He might take a couple more hits. Puts a shot to see if he can hit anything, but cannot. Gets tracked again. Monaco, can you get back down safely? You can. You can get back down safely. B will be captured by GB, so the cap pressure is on. DRX have already rotated to GB spawn, and now comes a potential push from DRX. No cap point. No caps from DRX whatsoever. They can try to get cap D. I think it's possible. They will try cap C, but they will be met with resistance. And GB can sigh a huge relief as breathe a huge sigh of relief, because they have the cap points. They are not in. They're not in a scuffle, so they just have to calm down, and they should be able to win this one, I think. But DRX will be coming in with a lot of power. Again, the tanks, they're taking a lot of EVM, a lot of mobility. Won't rule them out for victory just yet. They're trying to get D, trying to reduce the gap in cap points so that they can flip the cap points if they kill some tanks and take a cap back. But as we speak, there's still a long way to go, and 6 cap points, 15 seconds of increase, and not a lot of time left. Just over a minute before DRX absolutely needs to make a push. Where will they make a push? GB might be expecting a push coming from their spawn, but DRX have rotated a couple of tanks over to back to their spawn, light tanks and medium tanks. So if DRX makes a studio push over to their spawn, maybe they can surprise GB, but we never know. DRX and Shuriken are now trying to push from their spawn, and now shots are there. GB are expecting them to push that way, but little do they know the TVPs are coming to A. Let's follow them. Shersoid, no, Ratalia leading the pack, trying to get victory out of the way, but Bialdi is not working with him, and this is a huge mistake. Now Ratalia is going to go down. Now it's a one-shot victory. Gets Ratalia out. Ogiso is dead, and it's now a 7 versus 5. GB still with 2 caps. They lost Professor, however. The next time GB will go for will be negative. Negatives down. Tokyo, 1 shot, and Rome is also very, very low. Scrooge is the next time to go down for DRX, and Bialdi is going out of the fight. And Scrooge tries to kill Rome. Can he kill Rome? It's a miss, however. Sure is dead, and GB, no question whatsoever, they're going to win the next battle. 3-2-1, it is the score line. Bialdi will not survive, and GB gets 1,000 cap points, and it's enough for them to win the next battle, bringing the scoreline to 2-1. I think I know the idea of the DRX. I know they can pull this off, but I don't know why the TVPs are not working together. Like, they are not focusing the target, the same target. They could have clipped one out already, and then run away from the battle, get a reload, come back, clip another tank out. The fact that they didn't clip this, that they didn't work together, meant that Raptalia took all the hits and just goes down after unleashing their first clip, and nothing you can do at the moment. They have to make sure the power of the double TVPs. If they work together, they will do lots of crazy stuff. So this is the huge issue for DRX, and GB just responded to that push really, really well. Just minimize the efficiency of push as much as possible. But I like the idea of DRX to push back to the spawn from GB spawn, where GB expected them to push, make a 4th push, and then surprise them with the mediums and lights that are on the other end. I think it could have worked perfectly, but that side, the medium side, they are not working together, and that's the nail in the coffin for them. And we're going back to Canal 2-1, the scoreline it is. And we're going back. Fourth battle. Both teams. I don't know who to support. Both teams. No disappointment. I am impressed at how well both teams are playing tonight. I just think that they need some better seeding in the next previous skill tournaments. But yeah, top 8 material right there. So let's say.
Let's go.
GB red team from the north spawn, DRX blue team from the south spawn. This time, DRX will send their tanks over to C and D, with GB going for A and B. So more of a traditional way of playing Canal is that the south side will go for C and D, and the north side will go for A and B. As those caps are kind of closer to where they are, and GB will get B right at the beginning, and DRX will not attempt C at all. So that will give GB again the cap point advantage. And last time they had the right idea, but they were not really working together. So this time, do we see a better performance from them? We will find out. But none of them have dropped any hit points. But GB have a slight hit point pool advantage. But as we all know, Canal doesn't matter. The hit point pool advantage doesn't matter. The inherent hit point pool advantage doesn't matter that much. It's a very broad map, and mobility is heavily favored here. So let's see what DRX is going to do this time round. They dropped their TVP in favor of a heavy tank. I think a 50B this time. But they would need to work together. So DRX also got C, but I will put them just one tank away from flipping. But none of them have taken any hits so far. And Rena in the Shrift K, and you know, the spots that every random player hates to see. I don't encourage random. You do that in the random battles, you will get a lot of flack from the chat. But in tournaments it works because it gives you a lot of lines of fire. So you might see Rena farming from this position. But it's a in random battles, this just will isolate your team and allow the enemy team to focus you much better. So an HE splash is on to Dorabird, but nothing much is happening. But the cap points are going to take to 800 soon. Good shots, Professor. Bye. Oh, good shots from DRX. 50Bs and TVPs, and they're now in drum reload. Professor goes back down. Oh, Berlin takes another hit, so DRX doing well. Scooch takes a hit, and you're going to see a push from DRX soon, but no one's pushing down a bit though. I think this is probably what GB is expecting, but the issue is if you don't push something down a bit though, every tank's going to be out in the open, and GB will get a big crossfire. So negative might be going to push down a bit though, and they need to push. They are the ones that need to make a push, not GB. But of course they don't want to go for B right at the beginning because as GB just, you know, this is kind of the intuitive call. Ooh, great shots onto negative. He got spotted. GB working the positions really well, and now Dorabird comes in. But I think this is a terrible move as Monaco Professor 2v1. This tank will go down very quickly. DRX try to get B, but as GB knows immediately, this is a cap that they will want to get out. But Dorobert, can he survive? Monaco will go for C. He will get a cap up, but Tokyo is going to go down. I think this will be enough to flip the cap points. Dorobert's going to go down, but GB needs C. GB needs C. As B will be captured, and the cap points are still in favor of GB, but they could lose B anytime. They need C. Oh, I won't say so they need C, but Scrooge gets B. Rome gets B. That will be enough. They got enough kills. GB got enough kills to win this one, bringing the score to 3-1. And they're through to Grand Final, sending DRX to the lower bracket final where they meet ICT, and this is going to be important. Well done to GB, and I think DRX, the objects Adorabird, just, I don't know, shouldn't have got too aggressive right there, just kind of isolated himself, but even that's not the most important thing to happen. DRX only managed to kill a tank compared to GB just sitting in the really good positions to keep on farming DRX, and I just think that GB had a lot more experience when in canals simply. I mean, in both instances they have the cap lead, but what I commend them is that they can defend their cap lead really well on canal. No questions whatever. It's pretty much a fact at this point. So Will GV 3 were well deserved to qualify to the grand final, and we will see the results of other groups. And Odie won 3-1 against RN, and they knocked them down to face Alpha, which are going to be in the lower bracket final as they knocked out RWV. Risk 3-0 against Nemad, which is sad because Nemad almost beat Risk the other day in community tournament. E2's 3-1 against Nomad, a surprise. They will Nomad will face Vortex in the lower bracket final. Jomon 3-0 against EVG. Maybe the power rating is correct about the level of EVG they possess at the moment. ID still playing with Lao, so this top 8 fight, it's going to be a toss-up, a huge toss-up. Maybe the only ones that are safe are GB and Risk at the moment. That's what I would say at this point. DRX versus ICT. Impressive stuff from DRX and ICT. Didn't start very well, but a win against IMX would be good, but this will be the challenge. Whether ICT can get to the top 8 or is it going to be DRX? Let's find out here. I'm going to end the poll right now. Oh, 86% of you said GB is going to win. 76%. So this is quite a walkover for GB in the poll. So I don't think it's going to be that obvious. Like GB, they had their moments. DRX made it close. At numerous times, especially when we are talking about raw situations. But we are now in the room. And I believe I have accidentally get into the room a bit too early. So I apologize. I would make sure not to make that mistake in the next one. Or maybe I have not. Maybe I have not. So. No, I've made that mistake. So, sorry about that. Sorry. ICT will be sending like triple shift case, double MLEs, T125, Super Conk, DRX, double strip case. T125, 95, E6, T100 LT, 13 and I7, so apologize. I made a mistake there. So, he saw nothing, he saw nothing, he saw nothing, he also nothing. We're on to Faust. First battle, it is. So, Faust, ICT, double MLEs, triple strip case, conk and a T125 over to DRX, an I7 double strip case, T100 LT, T125, 95 E6, and WZ 113. So DRX not doing the triple strip case strat, but ICT are doing that. They have double MLEs as well. So ICT are doing more of the EU meta. And as for DRX, let's see. Sure, in a T100 LT, looking to get A, I believe. Yeah, right at the beginning. No, he's going to go past A. And bumps into the bunker. But what he's doing is to see if any of the ICT are going to go for A. But he spotted another thing, so that's an indication that most of ICT tanks are not near A. Possibly sitting behind the spawn or near C, and that is possibly what is inferred to for DRX relate to. I mean, that's the wrong word. Relate to DRX. They have a cap lead as they captured C a little bit. No. I think ICT got C a little bit more, but yeah, not DRX. So DRX would need to push, not ICT. But it's very close. The cap points are really close. So it all depends on whether ICT can conserve enough hit points. And also DRX. Oh, where would DRX push? They're looking for a push over to C. Looking for a push over to C. And let's see. About this DRX. Are going to capture, say, an ICT. ICT. They're going to allow Dorable to capture C. But at the same time, 6 tanks near C. Oh, ICT is going to send everyone. We're going to see this push coming in. Type, leading the charge. They're now focusing attention to Bounty instead, ignoring the problem as he drops the reactive armor. Really need the focus fire on point as ICT have already lost their position trying to make a push. Combi Squirrel is now really low, one shot. Can they survive? Squirrel is dead. Lucky Lauman is going to be next turn down. Bounty is dead. And it's a 6 vs 6. And Type is on fire. Type is going to be next time down for ICT and DRX. Which tank are they going to go for? I think it's going to be Ratalia. Type 2-5 with this out of the fight. 5 vs 6. DRX is probably having a numerical advantage, or maybe not. Or maybe yes, because it's a 4 vs 5 situation. Albion's down. 3 vs 5. Great focus fire from DRX. And ICT's push simply didn't work here. And Handsome chasing down, sure. But Ratalia kills himself as he just drops down to say, don't know why he makes that call. It's not a call that should have been made in the first place. And now DRX 4 vs 3. They still have a chance, but Lauji coming in to get Scrooge out of the fight. Handsome out of the battle. 2 vs 4 now. Scrooge, Arbiter out of the way. 2 vs 3. If they can kill Sher, they did kill Sher. 2v2. DRX. They can still win this one, but they have a problem. They have a problem. They have to make sure they can still win. But I think this will be it. I think DRX will win because Viet is sitting on the sideline at the moment, allowing DRX to focus fire a lot more easily. But now Viet is coming in, trying to get Okisu out of the fight. And no problem, gets Laoji out of the way. Okisu. Good shot to Viet, no problem, will kill Viet. Although Okisu is down as well, bringing the scoreline to 1-0 for DRX. Brilliant start for DRX. ICT, that push was not a terrible call, but they have taken a longer route than usual, and also just bottlenecked themselves. They just sent too many tanks in a very narrow lane, and I think that really hurt them here. ICT 3 tanks doing more than 2k, and DRX holding themselves well. 4 tanks doing more than 2k, a good recapture onto the C cap. ICT, they need a better response than that. Fast, we're going back 1-0 in favor of DRX. Let's see. DRX. Now we'll take double Strift Ks, double I7s, T95 E6, 200 RT, and an MLE over to the ICT side. We have triple Strift Ks, a 121B, an MLE, a 60 TP, and a T100 LT. Let's go back high. I'm a bit hungry. Oh, I do have a Right, I do have a Snickers with me, so I'm going to eat that. Yes, please allow me to do that because I'm a bit hungry. I need that energy to commentate the next one. So,
Move out.
apologies. We have DRX capturing C and ICT capturing D, but I think we're going to see a big push coming in right at the beginning. Come on. Let me finish my chocolate bar. Please don't make a push that early in the game. Thank you. But yeah, Dorobit is the focus here. And very aggressive. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. And DRX seems to have bottlenecked themselves, trying to push on the T-Type 251, but Type 251 isn't moving back, and I think it's a huge issue here too. As DRX move focus to Type 251, they got the tank out of the way. DRX will find Viet, the next tank down. Just DRX focus fire is so on point. I think DRX is going to win the next one door, but still surviving, still vibing. And ICT are losing more and more tanks. DRX are next going for Lao Mi, and it's down to 94 hit points. DRX just showing us a masterclass in focus fire, and Lao Mi is dead, meaning it's a 3 versus 5 now. DRX, they're going to kill the Colby Squiller after that. 2 versus 5. hit points are close, but the number of guns are hugely in favor of DRX. They also share the hit points a lot better than ICT. And this is what separates top 8 team and top 8 team, I'm afraid, because ICT they might have some really talented players, but DRX, what they've done really well here is the focus fire. You can see they just didn't hesitate which tank to go for. The other problem is that the ICT didn't rotate the tanks that have lost so many hit points backwards. The that 60TP lost so many hit points right at the forefront. Took way too long to move back. Like, should have moved back when the focus is there, and the tanks behind him should have moved forward to cover him. And you need to share hit points in order to win, especially when DRX focus fire discipline is on point. DRX, well done. This is amazing focus fire. 4 tanks doing more than 2k, and ICT 3 tanks doing more than 2k. And we're now going to Alpha chart 2-0. And by the looks of it, ICT would need to pull off a miracle. And DRX, they've really stepped up, and I think they are in line for a great position tonight on in Group 2. And they will face GB again, but as we all know, they can definitely win the group. But they just need to get a good selection of maps where the individual skills and brawls are going to matter much more. As GB, they have a huge repository of experience, and the strats they've been using, they know what works and what doesn't, and I think this is what separates them at the moment, really. But DRX, I think their focus fire, their teamwork is really good too. So that's not to say I think DRX should be able to pull through and qualify. Let's see. Let's see where they're going here. ICT, red team from the south spawn, will be going for A and B. I think DRX, blue team from the north spawn, looking to go for A. Or maybe a little bit on B, but sure. Good spot to see if ICT going for C or not. But DRX is going to make use of the advantage from the north spawn, whereby they are able to get. Oh no! DRX. They're going past A, but reality is staying behind to capture a Dora Bird. We'll find ICT in the really defensive position. But he's also very far forward. One tank there, one tank only here. ICT, you need to respond to that, but Laobi takes a hit. They're not going back. They're not going to take out Dora Bird. They're going back, I mean, but they're not going to take out Dora Bird, so ICT, what they're doing, they're going to lose map control unless they are able to break through. But if they dare to push now, DRX are totally ready for them. So no problem. In the T110E5, ready. I think ICT, they cannot really push into the northwestern corner. But Type has distracted no problem, which now allows ICT to push through. Ooh, great job to Type, but unfortunately, Type will be the first tank down. But now ICT have sent a little bit more tanks, but they haven't sent everyone to push. I think it's a huge golden opportunity wasted, because Type will go down, and ICT have still not pushed in. And they are continuing letting their map control out of the blue, I don't know, just Type is out. The first tank down of ICT. Next tank down is Sure, which is a T100 LT. Very important kill right there. The DRX are pushing through. And hit points are hugely in favor of DRX. Colby Squiller is going to be the next tank down. And it's a 5 versus 6 at this point. ICT are hanging on, but no problem is on the backside. It's going to put a big one. I think it's a miss there, or it's a bounce. Viet is the next tank down for for ICT. Allow me, it's a one shot. And no problem, we'll get a kill on Handsome instead. This is showing in favor of DRX, and they will be meeting GB again in the grand final. Well done to DRX. ICT, not sure. I think they just crumbled in the last 2 battles. This one, I don't know what the idea is with that strategy. They had an opportunity to kind of surprise DRX and outnumber the northwestern corner when they distracted the tanks they are trying to create crossfire. So this is kind of a huge leading reason why they are losing, but the other reason is that they are letting up so much map control. Like Dorabert being that aggressive right at the beginning, I would have thought ICT would have pushed in, or maybe they would have branched out on the other side, but they just keep on condensing and condensing to the point where DRX is able to pincer them to the point of no return, and DRX just good focus fire again. 6 tanks doing more than 2k, and ICT just looked very, very lost in this one. Only 1 tank doing more than 2k. They will have to reconsider what the main objective of the strategy is, because I think they look very lost here. And let's say about the GB versus DRX here. This time I remember not to show you the waiting room. It was my mistake, I apologize, but this time you're only seeing the lounge, and you're going to be seeing some results of the other groups, and we will update the scoreboard as we speak. Aaron still playing against Alpha, but we know DRX 3-0 against ICT, Nomad 3-0 against Vortex. No surprises here, but Vortex have come really far tonight, so that's just amazing. EVG 3-1 against MIB, and they will meet Jomon again. And ID still playing against Kang as Laos knocked them down. What a great win for Laos. So this top 8 fight is going to be a lot less clear. So this is the odd numbers. The odd numbered groups do not have the last grand finalist yet, but we will see. So let's update the leaderboard. Let me find the file. Let's do that. All right, let's do it. So we have OD in the grand final, GB and DRX all in the grand final. ICT out and IMX out. Alright. An Alpha. An ARWV. DRX, yeah. Okay, got it. Risk. Nomad. Nibat and DT. Scam is out. E2 Snowbat and Vortex. Jomon EVG. MIB. Kane. 90. Laos. Let's double check. I haven't missed any clans. I haven't missed any clans. So this is a new leaderboard so far. We have Laos, Risk, only Nomad, E2's EVG, and GB still in the first place. ICT on the RN in the DT in the 8th place. Joe on DRX 12th. Alpha 14th. MIB, Nemad, Vortex, and King 14th. IMXUQ 19th, and maybe there are a couple more clans below that. They are RVE and also Scam. They are same number of cups with 14,000. No, 1,403. Okay, right. We'll go back to the game very quickly. I'm just going to see if we see any more results at the stage. Okay, RN 3-0 against Alpha. Nemad lost to DT 2-3, and finally ID still playing against Kane. Oh dear, oh dear. Let's go to the game. GB again on Canal. This time can DRX win? Let me just double check. Scoreboard, yes, it's the right scoreboard.
Let's get this shot.
Hi Nitro, how you doing? Let's see. GB, red team from the north spawn, and DRX blue team from the south. Will GB get the cat lead again? And DRX, will they attempt to get a cat lead this time? DRX with Arbiter going for C. And they also send a lot of tanks over to A, but GB will get there first. Oh, shots onto Okisu. And it's going to be alone there. Takes another one. Dorabert also takes a big hit. And we're seeing Berlin going down to the valley. And trying to get Scrooge. Dorabert, great shot to Berlin. Berlin is now in deep trouble, dropping the reactive armor. Dorabert, big shot taken. And now Berlin, it's all about whether he can survive long enough. For GB, this is a chance for them to push. The tanks all day need to start moving. And the hit points are still a huge win for GB, but Berlin's the first tank down. But Monaco is still full health. Cologne is still very healthy. Full health too. But Okisu is dead. It's now a 6 versus 6. Sure, takes a big one from Tokyo. And Monaco ready to kill. Sure, it's now a 6 versus 5. As Cologne still alive near B, and DRX. They push Cologne, they will go out in the open, and that's exactly what GB wants them to do. So DRX are doomed here, unfortunately. GB responded immediately. That was a great kill on to show 6 versus 5. They only lost Berlin, and that was kind of a bait for DRX. Dropping the reactive armor, held on as long as he could. He goes down, but he will go down with glee because GB. Because Berlin can now command on his own without having to play his turn. So, you know, sometimes the caller is the bait so that he can go back to the spectator mode and call from behind without having the need to concentrate on his own too. So, I digress. Now GB have lost a little bit hit points, but they're now trying to get no problem of the way. But Monaco, that was not a good shot there. It was a bounce, and DRX made sure to punish him for that. No problem. Big shot to Monaco, Tokyo. Great shot to no problem that Monaco might have lost too many hit points now. He now has to put a big one to no problem. Oh, he's out. Professor's down. I think GB might be in trouble. They might be letting away a huge advantage. However, Raptalia and no problem are dead, meaning the numerical advantage is back in favor of GB, I think now. They can't bluff this one, can they? They had me for a moment. I thought they will succumb to Monaco's huge mistake. Huge miss there. It would not have been something that GB wants to live with. They will have nightmares about that if they lost because Monaco bounces. But no, Arbiter's down, Bounty's down, meaning GB gets the first win here. 1-0 again. Canal, this is is GB's favorite map, and it really shows. DRX hopes that they don't get picked the Canal anytime soon, because Canal GB has them in every single aspect, and GB 1-0 they are leading so far. DRX they are desperately trying to find breakthrough, but it was very difficult for them. I'll now update the score line. And let's see, we have results for Group 6 of ID versus King. And we'll see, we'll find out now. They're still playing. Oh no. ID getting knocked out in the lower bracket final. Oh dear. This would have been a huge moment. Would be a huge moment. Let's focus on the on this battle. The second battle on Canal GV versus DRX GB. Can they keep up with this momentum? DRX going to throw everything they can. They're now taking a TVP in ARWV B and a T100 LT. Swift K, a Crown, a 6TP, and I7. So basically, GB can call out the tank name without worrying the pronunciation of the player names of DRX, as DRX are taking separate tanks. GB triple 60 TPs, an I7 and T100 LT, D5 and Swift K. So DRX will have to worry about the pronunciation of the GB players' names. And unless they call by tank name, then the hit points, and I don't recommend that because it can get quite confusing when you're in a brawl, as the hit points will drop very rapidly. You will have to take a balance of both. In the case of the opponent team having similar nicknames or unpronounceable nicknames, so looking at GB, red team from the south spawn, DRX blue team from the north. And Dorber goes down to the basin. And it's a shot onto Arbiter, but Victory also receives a hit. But Tokyo Monaco double 6 TPs onto one lonely Dorbird. Tungsten Show activated. Tokyo bounces. Monaco don't bounce. I dare you not to bounce. It's not a bounce. You're not going to lose the team the game, but Tokyo on an adrenaline cone coming in from behind. Dorbert in deep trouble now. Monaco fully reloaded. Hold alone. It's going to put a big one. Dorbert is the first head down. Both Tokyo and Monaco are sharing hit points effectively. And this is going to be important now. GB has a numerical advantage, and Professor's coming down to deal with a Crown Wagon while he is in a tough situation whereby the DPM is going to be a major problem. Now, Arbiter is fully reloaded, takes out Tokyo, but Scrooge is now down to a one-shot Professor. It's going to be in a little bit of a trouble, but Charlie is down. 6 versus 5. No problem. He's going to put a big one onto Monaco, gets the tank out. Scrooge drops the speed boost, unable to drive out. And Arbiter is down, meaning the numbers are 5-3. Cologne kills Ogisu, and no problem. It's going to be met with 2 tanks of GB, and Rowdy is going to run away down to a one-shot. Rome gets the kill, important kill, and Professor gets a kill to no problem, meaning GB 2-0. Great one from GB again. Dorba going down, and I think the DRX just don't know if they were delaying their response, but what we know is that GV got that tank down very quickly, and they didn't lose too many hit points with 6 TP. They shared hit points. They shared their hit points. DRX didn't really were kind of all over the place, and GV just looked a lot more concentrated and focused and disciplined. And we're going to Winter Malinovka 2-0 for GB. Let's see, ID versus Kane. Do we have another upset? No. They're still playing. Oh my god. I wonder how this will end for them. Hi, C Park. Long time no see too. So GB and Strip K. GB versus DRX 2-0 in favor of GB now. GB doing the more. They're just going to pass their bus at this point with the attacks they're taking. Winter Mandovka, a mouse, double 60TP, and IS7 Sheridan's Conqueror Strip K. You can really tell what playstyle we're going to aim for. But DRX, they might have the perfect counter. But what they need is they need GB not to be having a good map control and sometimes isolated. And for the EU server, I think this lineup that DRX are taking will be the exact counter to what GB is doing. So let's see. What's going to happen here? 2-0 in favor of GB. DRX, can they pull one back? And I have faith in them. This lineup looks promising. GB doing what they are really good at with the mouse and a couple of defensive heavy tanks. But if they are getting pushed, and DRX don't lose too many hit points, then I think they will be in trouble. But we will see about Raftalia, T100 LT looking to spot GB, trying to go for the C cap, which he spotted nothing. And that's going to send a signal to DRX that GB might be committing most of the forces over to. Oh, hey, Rome takes a big one. And he's forced to run away. But can he run away? That's the $1 million question. Takes another one from Rome. No, he can't take one from himself. Takes one from Dorabert and China. And it's now 7 versus 7. DRX haven't lost any hit points, and Dorabert takes a big one. But I do fear for GB. Can they deal with the sheer DPM that DRX has? So DRX just needs to be hesitant, and they will. And they just have to bank on that. And this is what DRX is doing at this moment. The Strip K is a little bit out of the fight. And now GB are going to go for no problem, but Cologne is down to 1 draw. He's not going to last for long. And Cologne is the first turn down. Rome is going to be in huge trouble. Berlin is going to get no problem out of the way. And GB needs to keep on defending and needs to minimize the efficiency of the Strip case. No problem down. Arbiter out. GB doing whatever they can. They still have the hit point put advantage, but the DBM is still against them. They've taken out a Strip case, which is good. But now GB are trying to get Bialdi and Dorabert. Great stuff. Great communication. Dorabert is down to a 2-shot. And victory is at 4 versus 5. GB really needs to get Dorabert out of the way, but they're now turning the attention to Bialdi. Monaco was quite low. The hit points are back in favor of DRX, and DRX, they do not want to hesitate again, and GB might have lost the map control now. As they are pinned down, DRX has the high ground, and the Strip case can really make use of the hit points to bull. I'm not going to use that word, to keep GB in check. Monaco down to 1 shot. China gets the kill onto Monaco. Professor dropping the tungsten shell. Berlin gets the kill onto Bialdi, and Dorabert's going to be the focus for Berlin. GB still hanging on, but if barely. Professor, big shot onto China, and China gets the kill onto Professor with Ogisu. The focus of Tokyo. Can Tokyo survive this? Can Tokyo survive this 1v1? We'll find out now, but Berlin, 1v1. He needs to kill Dorabert, but Tokyo goes down. Berlin, the last person standing, and DRX will win the first battle of the Grand Final. Brandon's going to 2-1, and DRX hesitated a little bit, almost got GB the win. I think GB just did whatever they could, but the lineup they are taking is exactly the issue. DRX just has a lot more DPM. And GB cannot afford to bounce their shell. They don't have a lot of DPM. And DRX didn't lose too many hit points when trying to make a push. So GB didn't have that hit point pool advantage when DRX are pushing. And immediately that puts them in a really tough spot. And even if they try their best to isolate DRX tanks, DRX just didn't possess too much of a disadvantage such that GB can still win this lineup. I mean, DRX just did enough to win with this lineup. So, I mean, commiserations to GB, it was close, but DRX lineup that you need. This is the reason why EU clans, top clans, are taking this lineup, because the strip case, very mobile, low DPM. The MLE has that tungsten shell. So it's really hard to beat that without. It's like the exact counter. So nothing much GB can do. They've tried their best, but DRX didn't hesitate too much in the end. Just got those low hit pool targets up. So well done to DRX on that respect too. We're going back to Winter Marinovka. Its the scoreline is 2-1. I mean, GB killed Arbiter on fire. I mean, it's going, yeah, everything is going for them, except they just don't have the right tanks. So with that, they're going to drop that mouse in favor of an i7, but still, I think they really need that DPM. I'm not sure if they have, they don't have enough players with strip case. The DRX are going to keep their strip case, because that's exactly how they win in the last battle. Bialdi the MLE. Then GB will have to rely on their tournament experience and their isolation ability to keep DRX within a good distance from winning. But let's say Rome in the Sheridan try to get spots, and DRX this time going to commit their forces to B and C. A will be captured by Rome, and Professor very far the back, and GB. Cologne takes a hit from Rotalia, and Tokyo takes a hit. China takes a hit, but DRX going to go very aggressively. But this move is being spotted. The GB are well prepared. Are they going to push from the middle, spearheaded by Berlin? Cologne might keep Dora Bird in check, but I think we will see. Tokyo in trouble. GB needs a response from that because they're getting pushed. Tokyo is the first tank down. Professor is going to be the next tank down. But DRX hasn't been punished enough for this push. Dorba takes a lot of his bounty, takes a lot of hits too. And Rome is going to take care of Dorba. Professor's down. Hit points are in favor of DRX, and GB needs to do really well now. Monaco in trouble. Dorba down. That's going to ease up their backyard. The backside, I mean. Berlin coming in from behind of DRX, trying to bait DRX to focus on him instead. But I don't think it's doing much for GB at the moment. Berlin is down, 4 versus 6, and Rome coming from the other way, looking to get Natalia, and he does. And it's a 4 versus 5. I don't think it's enough. DRX simply has too many hit points to spare. Rome down, 3v5 GB. We'll lose another one, and exactly DRX is just so much better with the brawls. GB so much better with the strategies. We are going to a tiebreaker. The Audi down, and victory down. 1 versus 4. Nothing much Cologne can do. Again, they just didn't have enough DPM, and they haven't punished DRX much for that push. They are not quite in position to do that, and DRX well deservingly gets another win, 2-2, and they're now onto a tiebreaker. And love this, love a close game. 2-2. No returns here. The last battle of tonight. think it's going to be a mixture of of strategies and brawls, and GB, not the time to give up. Berlin needs to do a good pep talk. Do we have results of Group 6 as we speak? We do. ID won. Oh, ID won 3-1 against King. So it was just a little bit of an elongated match for the lower bracket final, but ID won. ID won 3-1. So they're going to play against Laos in the grand final, and interesting stuff. Navy Frontier. GB sticking with the similar lineup as last battle, but it's not working for them at the moment. DRX continue with that EU meta, triple strip case, double U50Bs, and MLE, and an object 777 with I don't know, GB. I do understand if GB do not have enough players with this strip case, because it's a tank that is only available last year in Christmas, and no one expected Drift K to be a mainstay in the tournament circuit. So understandable if GB does not have enough players with the Drift Ks. But exactly not the lineup you want to counter DRX here. You expect a couple more Super Conquerors or MLEs, which are available in the store from time to time. I would think they would take those tanks instead. That'd be the Super Conquerors. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit more mobile. And the 60 TP is an IS4. There's some of a slow tank, low DPM, so good for defending. But if you get rushed, then it's basically game over for GB. So GB needs to hope that DRX don't get are not too decisive with their pushes, and not hope they lose enough hit points for that DPM not to work in favor of them. But Rome makes a great start to put a shot on CBLD. Great start to the tiebreaker, but DRX, are they going to push up front, up on that bridge here? Rough Tyler takes a hit, so GB is starting this one really well, and they need to keep on trading effectively so that the DPM of DRX is not going to matter a lot in the end. But now DRX might be going immediately for a push, and GB is going to be totally ready for this. And GB needs to punish them just enough, but Berlin and Cologne might not be in the right positions. Now DRX is going to come in to get victory out of the way. This is the focus. DRX, Zorber coming in. Victory, great shot to Dorber. And GB's trying to, as well as they could, to get victory out of the fight. And they're sharing hit points, but GB are bouncing shots. GB are bouncing shots, and that's an issue. They need to get all their shots in. At the same time, DRX are pushing from behind. This is going to be interesting. Rome needs to get back here as soon as possible. Tokyo is down to one shot, and he can't survive. He is down. Cologne probably the next tank down. GB, BLD down. 6 versus 5. GB doing better in a brawl, and Cologne is going to be the focus next. Victory down, and now the focus is on to Raftalia, the 50B. Rome is coming from behind. Raftalia down. 4 versus 4. Scrooge Arbiter, a one-shot. Attention has turned to Rome. Rome gets Arbiter, but Arbiter is like a really low, he has really low hit points, and DRX now has to hit point fully back, but no problem, is now on a drum reload. Professor puts a big one onto Nopro on Berlin. Needs to shed some hit points away. Berlin, great shot to Nopro. Rome is dead. Important Q right here. DRX. Now Nopro is almost fully reloaded. Professor looks for China instead. And no problem, is dead. Berlin is very low. We'll have to rotate after this. And China wants to put a shot onto Berlin. Bounces onto Berlin. Now Monaco, good shot to China, setting him alight. Meaning August is the last person standing. And GB will win the tiebreaker 3-2 on Navy Frontier. Great job in dealing with the push right at the beginning. I think the DRX just didn't get enough info of GB tanks. Their positioning. GB punished them just enough so that they have a good, healthy hit point pool advantage. and DRX would not be able to make use of their DPM to win against GB. Well done to GB. This is really good stuff from them. Monaco chasing down Okisu and Professor, going to go down this flank, turning the tank, having seemingly struggling with the with in-game controls. Don't know what he's doing, but very weird. He's not shooting anything. What is going on? Monaco, we got a kill. Maybe Professor wants Monaco to get the last kill. I don't know. Let's see what why they are doing that. GB Monaco. That's 3 kills. Don't know why you would do that, but he gets more than 6,000 damage in this fight. 3 tanks doing more than 2k for GB. On the other hand, DRX 4 tanks doing more than 2k. Again, I like how decisive DRX or tonight. Good focus fire throughout, but I think the last battle, if they could get a little bit more information first before a push, because the GB just are totally ready for this. Yeah, exactly what I said. DRX got the idea they have a lot more DPM. Baru asked, will we get prizes like tanks while watching this live? Not at the moment. You will see if Wargaming will announce that you're going to get containers for watching streams. The moment, no. But thank you everyone for watching. We got one tiebreaker, but they are all really good games, and I'm happy with GB working hard to win the group. DRX brought it really close. The 2 wins over to Mordovka are brilliant. I hope they keep up with the DPM that they showed. Some really amazing discipline. I think if they keep up this performance, they can get top 8. But let's see about the results of other groups. I think we do have results already. RN 3-0 against OD, and that's going to it's going to be a good start for RN despite losing to OD in the upper bracket final, and Risk 3-0 against DT. Meanwhile, we have Nomad 3-0 against E2s, and then we have Jomon beating EVG 3-0 again. So EVG top 8 chances. It's going to be they're going to have to fight hard for that. Jomon aiming for that top 8 too, but we already have results now. So let's update the cups and see the final leaderboard, and we will wait for the last game of ID versus Laos. Alright, so we have a newly updated leaderboard, Cups leaderboard. So far, after the games tonight, we have Risk, RN, Nomad, and GB in the first place, the clans you expect to be in the first place. Laos, ID, OD, DT, E2s, and EVG currently in the 5th place with 3,305 cups. So who are we missing? Jomon, despite winning tonight, they're going to have 3,153 groups as they went second in that group yesterday. Yesterday they were they actually finished first. I don't know what happened there. I have to say about this. Okay, I might have got something wrong there. Okay, so Jomon is now in the first place alongside Risk, Aaron, Nomad, and GB. Our DT did not win that group. I just have to double check whether that's the case. Yeah. So Jomon will be tied in the first place. Laos versus ID. We will see about that result at the end. Right. Laos, ID, ODE, choose an EVG, 6th place at the moment as we speak. ICT, 11th place, 2,805 cups. DT DRX in the 12th place, 2,153 cups. Alpha, MIB, Lingbat, Vortex, Kane occupying the 14th place. But this is going to change drastically as the number of cups increases in the next couple of Pro Skill tournaments, and the table would look totally different. IMX UQ, Scam, and also RE, 90th place, 1,403 cups. Below them, clans to look out for: TSIA, GKD, RSOB to go, KWG Rise, UX XBT, 23rd place with 577 cups. So, amazing stuff. Happy what I have received tonight. We'll see you a couple of days later as we follow the second Pro Skill tournament. But for now, I will wait. Laos versus ID. The next stream will be on the 15th, and that will be on the EU server. So we play. Let's see if we have results already. If we have, then I'm not going to play. No, we don't have results still. So I'm going to log on to the EU server and play a battle. I just need to find out what thing I can play. I should play. Oh, we got some people here in Chinese. Again, great job to DRX. Excited to see what they will offer in the next couple of Pro Skill tournaments. Very, very good games tonight. Was very close, but I'm very sure you can get top 8 if you keep up this performance tonight. Alright, so what missions I could do? Well, I'm gonna play some Soviet. So Soviet advance. Okay, I'm gonna play in the MLE. That's MLE is time that is commonly seen in tournaments. Alright, so I'll play a battle and see the results for Laos versus ID. And if we do, go show you that, and we will end the stream afterwards. Sorry. Okay. Brilliant. So my right is completely clear.
Attribution. We're immobilized. Penetration. We didn't penetrate their armor. Hello, rack hit. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of damage to teammate. My teammates did a lot more, so it's great. Oh, great to see people watching from Shandong. How did you get here? That's my other question. But anyway, maybe you're not like in real time. Maybe you're in somewhere else. But great to see people. It's great to see you here. But my team carried me. Not what to say. Thank you very much for that. Do we have resets? Let's find out. They're still playing. They are still playing. So we're gonna play another game. And this time we're gonna play the Object 268. Which clan is the oldest of have been around since the release of the World Tanks Blitz? I don't know is the honest answer. Not that I heard of for the clans on the APAC server. Maybe GB. GB has a really long history. I mean, even you can see my avatar. I think I saw them back then when I just had an account 8 years ago, I think. So I think they are one of the really old ones, and then there is Legion on the EU server, of course. But other than that, I don't think any of the clan tags here are amongst the oldest. But GB would probably come close. And perhaps MIP. But I think GB, yeah. On the APAC server.
Enemy armor is hit.
Well, hello. Just worry about tanks appearing on the others, on our spawn. I'm just going to see if I can get a good view. Well. Let me relocate. Oh no, we lost a tank. Let's see the Arctic is going to go up any further. No, not yet. There's a missing, like, saying a Sheridan. I don't know where they are, but it is bothering me a little bit.
We've damaged them.
It's more like it. No, you're there.
Penetration.
Oh, you're going to go for me now. Well, how did I miss that? How did you miss that? Ah! Yes, you could. Ah.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Oh no.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy armor is hit.
Oh, I got lucky there. I got really lucky. Yeah, you're gonna kill me now. Well, unless... No, you're gonna kill me now, for sure. Yeah.
This vehicle has had it.
How did I dodge? How did I bounce that? Oh my god. OXO, yes. I remember OXO. They haven't played tournaments for a really, really long time. Okay, 33. Well, I on N8. I don't really know that. Scucks. Yeah, I think I remember this guy. UN, yes, UN. I know UN has been there for a really long time too. Yeah. Great to see a shout out here. Yeah, I did good. A couple of, I clutched 2 bounces from a Sheridan, so I would have died a lot earlier. Which would have been a totally different outcome had I done that. But yeah. Do we now have a result? That's the $1 billion question. ID versus Laos. Oh my god, Laos won 3-1 against Team ID. So now we have it. Laos in the first place. Alongside Jomon, Risk, Ara, Nomad, and GB. ID will be in the 7th place. Shockingly, this is turning out to be one hell of an unpredictable season. You never know. Laos just they've exceeded expectations basically. I think they're. I don't know. I am going to be excited to see who will be the final top 8 in the end. It does appear like Risk and GB are surely going to be there. Now, ICT and EBG, these 2 clans are in multiple lists of people's top 8 on the APAC server, but now I don't think this is going to be that certain. ICT, you can't say ICT are, I can't say DRX are worse than ICT tonight, because DRX, they have done a couple of things much better than ICT, so I don't know. I think this is going to be, I don't know. Oh, so Blitz starts at the has the record. Great to know. So this is it. This is me, One Helper. I'll see you on the EU server as let's see which clan will follow. And yeah, and stay safe. Have a good night. Bye.